He looks like your son. Because he's sitting so low. And he's got that.
I still want to go out on Friday. I didn't steal your pot.
That's good.
I'm grounded for not sharing the pot. Okay, on collectability, you're obviously an expert.
No.
You wouldn't say you're an expert?
Nah, I just collect what I like, really. Of course, monsters, zombies, stuff like that, action figures. But as far as something being rare, my Ratfink over there was only 400 of those made. And so that's pretty rare. I don't know what it's really worth. I don't know what any of this stuff is worth because I don't collect it for the value of the money. I just collect the stuff because I like it. And a lot of the toys, a lot of collectors you'll see that have these action figures, they're in blister packs. You know what I'm talking about? When you go to the store, okay. Well, me and my wife come up with this ideal about taking them out of the package. I mean, I had all of these in packages at one time, all of them. Like, you know, like I'm going to resell them, and it just hit me one day. I'm never going to resell these things. I like them. You can't enjoy them in the package. So what Susan and I come up with is like an organization that's called Toy Liberation Front, and it's to tear your toys out of the packages and put them on the shelf so you can look at them and play with them.
That is so good. Man, that's so great to hear. Now that's what we're all talking about, okay? My daughter, she had, I did the same exact thing. Her mom got her some dolls and boxes and stuff, and I opened them up, and she got mad. They're like, well, they're worthless now. I'm like, who gives a damn? You want to see it so you can hold it,
right,
you can feel it and look at it and check it out. I mean,
check the little pieces
out.
And
especially, what kid wants to have anything in a box? It's just like against all rules of human nature, you know? Even if it was Egg McMuffin comes in a box, but you still want to open it up, you know, and get it. So that is a cool way to do it, because I've got a 65 Cutlass, okay? Love the car. You know, it's really cool. But I drive it. I don't care if you set a drink on it.
Oh, yeah.
It's if I got my dog in there, I got the kids in there. Guess what? You know what? I'll pull the seats out. I'll put new carpet in it. But use it. You know.
Yeah, people come over too, and it's like, can I touch some of this? I'm like, sure. I mean, that's why it's out, so you can look at it. But we'll make you an honorary Toy Liberation Front soldier.
I will join, and I will be a lieutenant soon. I'll be just ripping over boxes of everything, man. I won't keep nothing in the box. I'll take my cereal out the box and leave it in the bag on the counter. Have to write on it with a marker, Cocoa Puff. Now, if you can't figure out if it's a Cocoa Puff or a Fruit Loop, you probably need to go, you know, get some help or something, but I don't need any. Okay, you were talking about your love of collecting, and you said a lot of times you'll trade, but you'd rather not sell.
Correct. And a lot of times, I mean, you trade with other collectors and stuff. And the thing is, too, because I'm sort of known more for my art than what's in this house, you know what I mean? And a lot of times people will either want me to do a job for them or just want prints or whatever. And sometimes I will trade for cool stuff that they have. Like, go ahead. Well, for one, the full-size shape over here from Halloween. Mm-hmm. Guy come up and was like really into my prints at this horror show, and he said, I've got a full-size shape. That's the name of the guy. It's Michael Myers. Yeah. And I went over and he said, this is him. I said, well, how many do you want? I'm not going to tell you how many prints he got, but it wasn't very many. And so I have a full-size, you know.
Well, you know what's cool? Okay, and because you're well known at these shows, I mean, I've heard about you before we came here. I wasn't sure exactly what you do.
Just read the paper and some crime stuff. That's what I think.
Well, no. So I'm at the post office and see this dude. No, but that's got to make your trading a little more valuable. And if it's, you know what I mean, you can get a little better stuff. Okay, I mean, if Charlton Heston wanted to trade you a gun, he'd get a little more for it than, you know, my next door neighbor.
Yeah, I never really thought about it that way, but you're probably right.
Well, you know, you can get some cool stuff like that.
I get cool stuff all the time by trading.
But wouldn't you rather trade for it too?
And it was fun to do, but of course now, like at this year they're having Devo and Smashing Pumpkins. It's gotten really big. Yeah. It's like my #1 top paying job. Out of all the jobs I get, yes, I make
good money doing that.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah,
because I get paid to do all the advertising, the posters, shirts, banners, and then for the 3 days of the show, we sell like. Bottles, sports bottles, glass, shirts, 2 posters, and I just sit there and sign stuff.
Now, do you get percentages of the take? Is that how they do it? Or is
I get 50% of that. And last year we sold out of everything. Last guy come up and say, they taped, so I don't really do nothing, I just sit there and sign stuff, and they have other people that sell it. Then there was posters taped to the table, all. And the guy said, well, how much will you sell these? I said, give it to them half price, dude bought them, I'm like, that's it, I'm going home. We didn't have nothing else to sell. And they just had to stand around, and I went home.
Oh, that's awesome.
And this year we're having like probably about, I'd say probably about 30 to 40% more merchandise than we did last year. And God, I'm hoping it sells out again this year.
Man, you need to have your own bobblehead.
I haven't worked on one. I'd have to find him though. I did it for the drummer of the Misfits.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know where he's at.
I used to live next
The
door
original.
to the guy whose nephew is the drummer for the Scorpions, and he's married to Tommy Lee's sister. People you know. People you know. And he's like Ward Cleaver. You wouldn't think. Plaid shirt, khaki pants. Inside, he's a rocker.
That's it. Are you taping?
I don't know.
Yeah, I've been taping the whole time.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I don't even know if he is or not.
And you was talking about some of the cards over here, or maybe you had them as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'd say back in the 80s for about 5 years I worked for Rolf, and he would call me Gator instead of Gaither. He would write checks to me as Gator, and I would say, Rolf, man, Ed, please put my name on those checks so I can get them cashed. And another weird story about Rolf is that he would send me these little drawings, and I would have to redo them bigger. Okay, and I asked him one time, I said, man, what do you do with those drawings once you get them all back, the roughs and stuff? He said, usually I just throw them away. So I said, how about this? Just stick them in a box for me and then send it to me when it gets full. And I forgot about it. About 2 years later, I got a box about this big full of Rolf drawings, signed. They were drawn on the back of brochures where he was in like church and napkins, tracing paper. I got one flat file downstairs with nothing but like Rolf stuff.
And you could do whatever you wanted with it, man. You could do some kind of a motif. See, that's a cool word. Or put them all together, lay them out, or do...
Yeah, well, everybody wants to buy them from you. That's the thing.
So what do you do? I mean, do you have like, is it like your code that you're like, I'm not going to sell stuff, or if the price is right, or...
No, I would almost sell anything if the price is right. I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
I'll sell anything,
man, really?
man. But it'd have to be really high. Like some of my paintings I wouldn't sell unless I put really high prices on them just because I don't want to get rid of them. I hardly ever let go of my original art.
How much more do you think this stuff will be worth when you're dead? And you're a legend? And you don't make any more stuff or sign any more stuff or
I don't
paint
know,
any more
but as much stuff as I've given away, people always say, man, I don't want to offend you, but I can't wait till you die because my collection is going to be worth something one day. And I've heard that more than 10 times.
No kidding.
Yeah,
now, is that at the family reunion or?
No, that's friends and people outside, yeah. It's just a trip, man.
I got so much of your stuff you left in my garage. When you're dead, it's going to be worth a
Oh,
bit.
I've done stuff when I was a kid that people still have, which is, to me, is just scary. I used to do these little, what's called mini comics, and basically it's 8.5 by 11. You draw on both sides like 4 panels, cut it in half, and it makes a little book. That's sold for like $0.25, okay, when I was young. We come across them on eBay now for like $40.
No way.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my God, I wish I could have
Now, do you
this
buy
stuff.
them back up when you see stuff like that?
No. I got a bunch of them downstairs.
No kidding. Now, when did you, have you been making your money, you're living as an artist your whole life? Or since?
In one form or another, yes, always. That's all I've ever done.
Jeff, thank you so much for having me. It was a blast coming out here and seeing all your stuff. This is incredible.
I appreciate you
collection of
coming out, man.
stuff.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was.
enjoyed
It was
it.
fun. And you know, it's surprisingly not as creepy. It's actually kind of homey creepy.
Well, you have to hang around for a while before the creepy stuff starts to happen.
Yeah, I've heard that kind of stuff before. But hey, you can go check out all this stuff, jeffgaither.com, right?
Yep.
All right, thanks a lot. We'll be back.
Hey, man.
I knew he'd have one of these funky locks that I can't get out now. I knew it. That door doesn't work, Mr. Reagans. Only the door to my basement. Thanks for joining us on another episode. Oh,
Thank you for joining us on another great episode of the best show for antiques ever, The Collectors.
that's better, wasn't it?
Blah!